Okay, looking good. All right, y'all. Well, if my YouTube statistics are anything to go off of, I think it's safe to say that everyone here loves denim. So in today's video, I thought I would go over the best way to do a denim kit, or as what a lot of people call it, the Canadian Tuxedo. I'll go over the history of where we got the term Canadian Tuxedo and tell you guys where a lot of people, including myself, go wrong when trying to do a full-on denim kit. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Before I start, I'd love it if you could like this video and subscribe if you really love this content and want to see more in the future. All right, so starting off, let's just talk about where we get this term Canadian Tuxedo, because it's not inherently Canadian in nature. The story goes that a young entertainer by the name of Bing Crosby in the early 50s entered a very reputable Vancouver hotel, and because he loved denim, that's what he was wearing at the time. Denim was kind of seen as like the outfit of the blue-collar worker. In today's time, that would be like walking into a nice steakhouse or a nice establishment wearing like a high-vis vest and a hard hat. So he was turned away, and Levi's actually caught wind of this story. And in an act of kind of quiet defiance, Levi's made Bing a custom denim tuxedo tailored to his measurements. This was kind of the kickoff to denim becoming the fashion icon that it is today. And it's why I think denim kits are so cool. So then, in theory, a denim kit seems like a pretty easy thing to put together. You just get a denim jacket or a denim shirt and denim jeans. Or if you're really brave, do all three. But I think there's actually two areas where most people, including myself, go wrong. The first one is color, and the second one is silhouette. So let's first talk about color and how to get it right. There's kind of two ways to approach the color of your denim kit. One is to make sure your top and bottom are exact matches, and the other is to make sure they're intentionally mismatched. So if you're wanting to do an exact match, there's some things you need to know. Believe it or not, there's actually variations in indigo dye. A lot of times we refer to this as either a red cast denim or a green cast denim. The idea is basically that if you're looking at a color wheel, where blue is on that color wheel, on one side of the blue, the next color is red, and on the other side of the blue, the next color is green. Indigo dye can often shift within the blue color range, either towards that red color or towards that green color. On screen, I have kind of a really extreme example of two different indigo dyed denims that have very different hues of blue. The reason for this is really down to the purity of the indigo dye used. Typically, very pure indigo dye will lean more red, and indigo dye that's sometimes mixed with other compounds like sulfur will lean a little green. Now, individually, you're not really gonna pick up on these subtle differences, but in the context of a denim kit, it's extremely noticeable whenever the hues are slightly different. And I think this is where you can kind of get the denim kit wrong. So my suggestion basically is make sure you're getting your denim jacket and your denim jeans from the same brand. Likely the brands are using the same mill for all of their denim. And so you can rest assured that as long as it says in the description that it's the same weight and it's coming from the same mill, it's likely it's going to be the same hue. Now, there's plenty of brands out there that are doing some really unique things with their denim, and in a lot of cases, if they're making like a special pair of jeans, they're also making a denim jacket to go along with it. One brand that does this with a lot of their seasonal releases is Naked and Famous. Another place that I like to shop to make sure that I'm getting kind of a matching set is Blue Owl. Blue Owl is constantly getting new jeans, and a lot of times they're sourcing an accompanying denim jacket with that jean. They often have in their description the specs of the denim, so the weight, if it's dyed in a special way, what it's dyed with. You know, nowadays there's a lot of really unique dyeing techniques that aren't just using indigo. So then let's say you've got a pair of denim jeans or a denim jacket that you really love, and you're not really sure the specs of the denim, so you're a little hesitant to try and find an exact matching pair. This is when it's a good time to go ahead and try to intentionally mismatch your denim. I think a good theory or a good kind of thought process when you're trying to mismatch your denim is just make sure there is enough contrast between the top and the bottom. So as an example, for me, if I'm doing a mismatched denim kit, and let's say my jacket is like a dark wash indigo, then I'm gonna probably lean towards either a white pair of denim jeans or like a really worn like light blue pair of denim jeans. I think that contrast is really nice and it looks intentional. It looks like I actually put thought into it. Another example of this is like a beat up light washed denim shirt with a pair of black denim jeans. I really like this combo of like the light blue with the black, mostly because it's not as much of a stark contrast as white and black. And I think this sky blue with the black is just a cool combination that, in my opinion, works year round. Because there's so many unique denim dyes and ways that brands are approaching denim, you can really do the whole mismatch denim kit in really, really unique ways. Let's say you've got an indigo denim jacket, then you could go to a brand like Our Legacy and get these olive green digital print denim, and I think that would be just a really, really cool combination. I love olive green with navy. I think that's just a classic combination. A lot of times people will combine a denim jacket with like a classic pair of fatigues, but if you wanted to do denim on denim, this could be a really cool way to do that. So moving on to kind of the second mistake I see a lot of people make, not just with denim kits, but with fashion in general, and that's just not considering the silhouette. Nowadays, we've got a lot of options for how denim is fitting us. And so it's important to consider if you're going to do a jacket with it, whether it's matching in color or mismatched in color, it's important that you apply the same principles of silhouette that you would apply to any of your outfits. Now, silhouette is a kind of difficult concept to grasp. I can't even say that I've really grasped it fully. I think a lot of that is just my proportions and how they fit in off-the-rack clothing. I have a little bit of trouble with silhouette, but for the denim kit that I currently have, what I think is really working is the Ordinary Fits type loose that I'm wearing. They're the 117 type loose. They have this kind of interesting rounded silhouette in the top block. So something that I've realized when I wear these jeans specifically is that if I'm wearing a little bit longer jacket that's more of a straight trim silhouette, it doesn't really work well with these jeans. And I think it's because it hits a little bit lower in the hips and kind of gives me a bit of a top heavy appearance. So when I was looking for an accompanying denim jacket, I started at Ordinary Fits and I ended up going with their Type 2 for a couple reasons. One, because it was a little bit more cropped compared to some of their other offerings, and it has this kind of rounded silhouette that I think complements the rounded top block of my jeans. And so together it gives this almost hourglass shape that I think looks pretty cool. And personally, I think looks better than a more straighter trim type jacket. So let's say you've found your denim kit and you're kind of wondering, well, can I style it more than just with a t-shirt? And absolutely, you can do a lot with the denim kit. I like, in some cases, to almost think of it like a suit. You could wear like a Oxford cloth button down with a tie underneath and maybe some loafers, and it gives that kind of almost Ivy League look. You could wear some more athletic knitwear like a hoodie or a crew neck sweatshirt. One way that I really love to style my denim kits is with a V-neck sweater or sweater vest. I especially love this cashmere one, mostly because I really like the neutral kind of earth tones with the navy. I think those complement each other really, really well. And then the added kind of texture of the cashmere just goes really nice with the hard-wearing look of the denim. And don't think that your denim jacket has to be your outermost layer. I've seen plenty of outfits where guys will throw like a long coat over their denim jacket, and that also looks really cool. So then let's move on to some suggestions of denim kits that you can buy right now. So if y'all have watched this channel, y'all know I really love Wrangler. They have their 13 MZW cowboy cuts, which is their kind of traditional jean. I would get that in their rigid indigo. And then they have an accompanying denim jacket that I think just complements it so well. It's very Wrangler, very Western. And so if you like more of like Western leaning outfits, this is a perfect place to start, and it's not gonna break the bank like a lot of these might. As I said before in the video, Naked and Famous does a lot of seasonal kits. And so I would just continually check in, especially closer to like the spring, summer, or the fall, winter seasonal releases. They'll often do like a video that's talking through all of their kits, all of their new offerings, and they'll let you know if they are going to have like an accompanying denim jacket with each of their denim offerings. Right now, I think if I was going to go with like a US based denim manufacturer, I would definitely go with Tellison. They actually recently released a wide leg pair of denim jeans that I'm very curious about trying. I would get that with kind of an accompanying denim jacket of theirs, but just make sure the weights are the same. I couldn't not put on Ordinary Fits on this list. Y'all know I love this brand. Their offerings are just so unique. They're just very, very Japanese in their whole approach to traditional Americana workwear. I think the second type jacket that I have and the type loose 117s are just the perfect combination for me. I'm even wearing the 117s right now. I still haven't found a pair of jeans that I like as much as those. They're so comfortable, they're super versatile. So moving on, let's say you really like stretch denim. I know there's a lot of divisiveness around stretch denim, but I've always been curious about the brand Hiroshi Kato, or Kato. It's probably Kato. Their stuff just looks great, and for those of y'all that just really love your garments to have some stretch in it, if it was my money, I would get their blade jacket with their pale loose fit jeans. So just if you like stretch denim, that's a great option. And then for budgets with no limit, I have been in love with this brand since I first heard about them and went onto their website and learned about just their whole approach to clothing. They really they don't leave a detail spared. Like they look for the most unique cotton, the most unique thread, the most unique dyes, but that brand is Coddle. I think I know for sure that if I like a denim kit this much just from seeing the photos online, I know that in person it's gotta be breathtaking. It is just stunning, the amount of detail that they put into their clothing, and this would just be an incredible kit to have if there was no limit to my budget. That just about does it for this video, and I hope you have a good day. See y'all in the next one.